But don't think if you acquire these great things in the world of Caesar, that in any way it is putting some little mark for you in the eyes of God. This is grace 100%. And so when one tires of having things, and then they try, because some philosophy tell them you can acquire it. And that's my problem from coast to coast, to go back and find friends that you thought really understood you, to hear them say, well, in the interval you hadn't been back in the last year or the last 6 months, and I found the most wonderful holy man, always a holy man, or a holy woman, but something that is so holy, and off they go in some blind alley. So here, because this is practically my end, I have one tomorrow night and then Sunday morning, I hope that in the interval before I return, you will not be diverted. For I am telling you a story that few can tell you, and I didn't earn it. I am as normal a man as you are, or any man that you know. With all the weaknesses of the flesh, I still have them. And yet in spite of that, He gave it to me. And someone just told me tonight, those that I know well and love dearly, in the interval, they were led to believe, or maybe Neville is suffering from some grand hallucination, some grand something. And you have these things uninvited, and they come one after the other, the entire series completely uninvited, and not in a way you could ever have suspected. You record it, you tell it, and yet you find this peculiar question mark in their mind's eye. Why? Because they've dined with you. They've dined with you and saw in you a perfectly normal, natural man. In other words, you didn't bring the meat out of the atmosphere. Someone brought it from the kitchen. And you cooked it, and you did the cutting, and you washed the dishes afterwards, and you did all the normal things that a man would do. For that can't be one who really has been smiled upon by God, one who God has saved from the world of recurrence. How could it? He's just a natural person. He made the drinks and brought all the drinks in, and maybe he brought in too many. And so there is a perfectly normal, weak man. So in the absence of the constant reminder from the platform, they meet someone who doesn't drink, who doesn't entertain them socially. And so in that case, they don't know his weaknesses, and he can hide behind the little veil that he differs from the rest of the world. He doesn't differ from anyone in this world. We're all in a world of very, very weak natures. And that's the great fantastic thing, this transformation of this fragile human being into the image of God. No one but God could have done it. Man couldn't do it by taking thought, and yet he's gradually transformed from one degree of glory into another. As he actually lifts the veil, and you're told, one veil is lifted after the other, and from one degree of glory into the other, until finally we're one with God, and then lifted off the speed of recurrence.